at VIMTV, Velocities in Music. Today we're going to do a request from a fan from our YouTube channel, so we appreciate all requests at VIMTV. And this one I was kind of super pumped up about because in each of the set of 10 that we listen to, we try to get a good variety in there, and we really needed a metal album for this one, so why not go black metal? This is Deathspell Omega's Paracletus. Is that how you say it?
Yes.
Do you know what year this is from?
This is from this year.
2010. Yeah. Awesome. I was hoping so. I thought it was newer. I love the album cover. If you're at our website, check it out. It's down there on the artist page. Freaking awesome album cover. And really, I'm just going to come out and say I like this album a lot, which is surprising because I'm an indie kid. Death metal, indie kid, black metal. I mean, Tom, take it away.
Well, okay. First off, to kind of give a little overview of the band, they're from France. Those Europeans love their black metal.
That's awesome.
And I believe this is like their 5th album or something. And there's a lot of mystery behind the band. I guess they're really in the public eye a lot. No one really even knows what their lineup is at any given time, except for them, obviously. But you know, they just kind of do their thing, and they're damned good at it. Now, where this is, I guess, in kind of a concept album of a trilogy of albums that details some religious themes. And this one, I suppose that the title is meant. It's like the Latinized Greek term for like Holy Spirit or something. So lots of religious connections there, and then they talk about that. Obviously, it's kind of hard to understand because of the fact that a lot of it's French, and you know, it's being screamed at you very deeply. So you know, you can get into that, but you won't really get into that straight from the music. You kind of have to do some more in-depth research on your own.
And I like that because it's not forced upon.
Yeah, it's not just, it doesn't become distracting from really what this album is about, which is the instrumentals, which are incredible. Now, with the genre, before I get into that, with the genre, this is black metal, but it's a little different. It's not always as thrashy with the guitars. To tell you the truth,
it gets into a lot of math chords.
Yes, and really the things that I think make it a black metal album are the drums and the vocals. The drums are very frantic. You get a lot of that. Still, though, they switch into some kind of jazzy things sometimes. But even when the drums are going nuts and the vocal is just going, the guitars still keep it cool. They're not distorted to the point where you can't hear the melodies, which are just beautiful throughout, and lots of cool just single note layers or like arpeggiated guitar chords, which, let me say, any of you critics of black metal as a genre or death metal or any of those really heavy metal genres, I mean, it's just metal. Like you said during Dillinger Escape Plan, it's all metal. Come on, people. Why can't we all just get along? But honestly, there's people a lot of times listen to this, hear the screaming, hear the heaviness, and are put off by it. And I
used to be one of those people.
Yeah, and let me tell you, it's not that way. Now, you don't have to like it. If you don't like this, that's fine. I'll never argue with you. But to say that it is a worthless genre, that it's just noise, someone screaming at you, just shows your ignorance.
Yeah, this is a truly beautiful album.
You don't have to like it. I mean, if you know music at all and you listen to this, you will be able to point out the musicality that's going on here. Lots of times when the guitars are doing these arpeggiated chords, like I was saying, or even playing the chords, strumming them, then you'll have the bass player who is amazing, and there's lots of cool little bass Easter eggs throughout the album where you'll pick up on it, and the guitars will be doing these chords, and the bass player will be changing what notes he's highlighting of the guitar's chords, and that just shows such good instrumentality and forethought and planning in their music that they're able to do that with the interplay between the guitars and the bass, creating that melody with the frantic drumming, and it's very fun to listen to.
And it's songwriting. And not to mention that this album never even comes close to a verse-chorus structure. I mean, these song structures are insane. And that's something that I love about it. Another thing, the concept is cool, and it's albumized in a way that's easy to listen to. And then the intensity is just so perfect about just how they're going about. It's totally believable, and that's something that's really lost in current music that's becoming a big problem that we're noticing. But I gotta say, the thing that just sold this for me is the production.
Yeah, it's very tactful, just perfect.
I mean, death metal. I mean, in most American music, you have, and I'm not saying everything, but in most American music, the trend is to have the vocals turned way up in the mix because that's what people listen to first. is the vocals. They hear that, they sing along with it. That's what sells songs. Now. I think that there's a whole genre of music out there, spanning genres. There's a whole group of musicians out there that are doing this a little differently now. They're starting to put the vocals lower in the mix, and I love it. And in here, it totally makes the album, because here you have these really dark vocals that if they were turned up really loud, like Avenged Sevenfold or Disturbed or something really, it almost makes those bands look tacky just from the fact that this is so artistically done. Here you have these really like gross sounding stuff that I normally would hate, but because it's low in the mix, it pushes the weight of the sound onto the guitars and forces that sound to come out more, so the vocals actually act as an instrument and not the highlight of the song, and it becomes a supporting instrument. Everything just meshes together here. This is really the amalgamation of just truly good songwriting and instrumentation and just beautiful production, and this album is fantastic. Mm-hmm. I can't describe it any more than that. The guitar sounds are insane.
Yeah, they're great.
They're insane. And they're distorted and very indie, and they're just cathartic sounding. It's so visceral and beautiful.
What I was talking about the guitar chords, they use a lot of very kind of grinding chords. Yeah. I mean, I don't know specifically if they're like augmented or 11th or 13th chords, but you get those sounds that they just, it's kind of a cacophony, but it works. Mm-hmm. Now, my one biggest gripe about this album that kind of blends together two little gripes, is that I wish that there were more points where they would bring it down and let it build. Mm-hmm. And I mean, like a couple of my favorite tracks, the last track and track 4, like Darth or whatever. It's kind of like death with an R in there. I don't know if it's spelled wrong.
I missed the R. So
I don't know if you have it right or something, but I won't even try to pronounce the last track. But those two are a couple ones that have slower spots. I would have liked to see it get even slower and then slowly build. I kind of feel like it's either, I would like to see it get to level 1 and then build to level 10. I feel like the lowest it ever gets is maybe like 4 in intensity, and then it just kind of jumps into it.
And doing that would actually increase the emotional appeal.
Exactly, and it would create even more tension, because I think they could get even more dramatic and tense than they do.
I would say that's fair.
And they don't quite. And that's my biggest gripe, but still, this is very good.
I mean, I feel like this is an 85 for sure.
85 for me too.
And I'm glad we both agree on it. And it's crazy to think that I'm loving a black metal album. So thank you for the request. And if you guys have any more requests, please give them to us, because this is how we get into music. That's what BIMTV is all about.
We hope to learn as much from you guys as we hope you guys do from us.
That's right.
That's what it's all about.
Leave us a comment. Give us a request. I'm interested to hear what your guys' take on Deathspell Omega is. Thanks for watching. I'm Jake.
I'm Tom.
And we are VIMTV, moving music critique forward.